Hey y'all, and welcome back to my channel. I have a pretty fun video planned today. So if you saw my previous video, you would know that I receive Ipsy bags in the mail. I get the monthly subscription, I get them every month. So I have this abundance of little makeup and sample size makeup and all that fun stuff. And I was looking through it all and I realized that I have a full face of stuff from Ipsy. So I thought that it would be kind of fun to sit down and film a little video of a full face of Ipsy makeup. So there's a couple things that I'm missing, like bronzer and brow product, but I think I'm going to be able to makeshift some brows with one of the items that I do have. And I have everything else from primer to mascara, so I think that this will be really fun. So I'm just going to jump right into it and we'll start applying. So the first product that I have is primer. It is the MAC Prep and Prime Natural Radiance Base. I actually have not used this yet. I got it probably a lot of months ago in an Ipsy bag, and I haven't used it yet. It says it's in Radiant Yellow, which is a little bit worrisome. Like, how yellow is it? I haven't even looked at it. But we're going to put it on our face. So let's see how it goes. So I'm going to apply that. Not too much. Oh, it is yellow. I don't know if you can see quite how yellow it is, but it's definitely yellow. I have a mirror over here. If you see me looking over here, that's why. I'm just going to apply that to my face. I think my cat scratched my face. Ugh, loving him too much when he doesn't want to be loved. Sounds about right. Okay. It actually feels really nice. It says it's a radiant base. And yeah, I see that there's a bit of a shine to it for sure. There's like a little bit of glitter in there, but not too much. Yeah, I really like it. Cool. We'll see how it keeps stuff on. So next, I have the Tarte Amazonian Clay Foundation. This was in the bag, I think, that I opened on my channel, and I was really excited to use it. I have been able to use it a couple of times. Like, this little trial size is actually huge. You get a lot in it. I mean, it's not huge, but you get a lot in it. And I have tried it a couple of times, and it totally was worth the wait to try this foundation. I really enjoy it. It is in the shade Fair Sand, which I said in the video I was a little bit anxious about, but it actually ends up being a pretty okay match. If I were to buy a full size of it, I probably would buy a lighter shade because I'm so pale, but this actually worked fine. It's very thick. I'm actually going to work off the back of my hand here. If you can see that, if you've never seen it before, it's unbelievably thick. It's a thick foundation. I might need a little bit more because I love full coverage. And what I'm going to do is just dab it on my face. And then we'll blend it in with a beauty blender. You could probably use a brush with this foundation because it's so thick, but I do prefer a beauty blender to apply. So I'm going to go in with that. Okay, one of my favorite tricks, oh my goodness, I look crazy right now, is to pick up what's left on your hand or palette or whatever you work off of to kind of help blend it in. I think that that kind of helps the initial couple of taps to not pick up so much product because it already has some product on there. This is a foundation that blends extremely easily. Like, a couple of taps, you're pretty much blended. What I will say is that it doesn't look fantastic on your skin at first. So I do like to take a little bit of extra time to blend if you have dry skin. I think if you didn't have dry skin like me, you would be probably fine. Because it just kind of looks like at the beginning without blending that it wants to grab to your dry patches. I find once you take the time to blend it, that extra little step, you don't really have that issue. Okay, so the next product I have used before and I hate it, but we're still gonna go for it. We're gonna put it on because that's the point of the video. It is the It Cosmetics Bye Bye Under Eye Full Coverage Anti-Aging Waterproof Concealer. This is in the shade 10 Light Fair. I hate this concealer for a lot of reasons. The first reason being the consistency of it just feels gross. I don't like the way that it feels. It creased within seconds on me. Even after I set it, it continued to crease on me, and you can feel it on your skin. So I know a lot of people do like this. All I can say is I don't really know why. So I'm going to squeeze it out. Oh, I hate it. We're going to get some under the eye. It honestly feels like putting moisturizer under your eye, but not in a good way. Like, it feels like putting moisturizer under your eye and just like leaving it there and like, that's where it's staying today, and not doing anything with it. Even like my beauty blender touching it feels gross. Oh, I hate it. But I'm also a whiny baby, so that could just be a me thing. Oh my gosh. Like, it settles in the lines immediately. And I'm one of those people that uses, a lot of the time, their concealer to prime my eyelids. And I feel like this makes my eyeshadow wear even worse than if I didn't put anything down at all. So that is my major issue with it. But I mean, the coverage is okay. Like, it says it's full coverage. I didn't really put that much on. And as I'm looking at myself, it looks okay. But I just really hate it. And maybe I'm telling myself that because I don't really want to put more on to help with the coverage. But oh well. Keep blending. Okay, that's just gonna have to be good enough. I don't love this concealer. I don't even like this concealer. But that's okay. We're gonna pat it out, we're gonna set it, and we're gonna hope that we can forget it. So I have two powders. One is the world's tiniest sample I've ever seen in my life. The other one's quite big. That's a size difference. The first one is Ciate London Extraordinary Translucent Powder. And it's really, really tiny. Like, I don't even know if I could try it. The other one is the Bella Pierre Cosmetics HD Finishing Powder and High Definition Translucent Powder. So I'm going to try this one today, I think. Get some out in the lid. There's already a lot in the lid. And this has just been sitting on my desk, so I don't know. I mean, the holes on it are huge. So let me just get some out because I really don't need that much. Okay, apparently I'm taking that much. Like, it comes out very easily into the lid. It just poured out. I didn't even try. So I am going to tap my unbelievably oily creases. And then we're going to set it without creases. And you guys will probably see what I mean, that it really doesn't matter if you set it. Those creases will be filled with concealer. I have used this powder, I believe, once. I think. And I remember not really liking it because I don't like the way that, you know, it leaves my skin looking. But for, again, the sake of the video, I'm going to use it. So now that I've set it there, there's like specks of it sticking. I don't really know if you can tell, but there's specks of it kind of sticking. That's okay. We will continue to set. I'm actually going to set all over my face. Just because it's very hot today and I would like to ideally wear this makeup all day. And I don't want it melting off. I'm in Canada, so I don't know if anybody watching this is also from Canada, but it's a very warm day today. There's been a couple of not so warm days lately, and I was kind of hoping today would be one of those so that I could like mow my lawn and not die, but I don't think that's happening today. My makeup would definitely melt off. Okay, so that's powder. I don't hate the powder. It's like, let me try and get a brush and fix these under eyes because it is, yeah, no, that's just the way they look. That's great. I love it. Okay, next we're gonna go into some blush. Now I have two blushes from Ipsy bags that I have used before, and I don't like either of them. But that's only because one of them doesn't really give me a lot of pigment, and one of them is just too much shimmer. So I find that the Bang Beauty in Smoked Peach, these are very much like NARS Orgasm, kind of peachy, shiny colors. The one Bang gives me lots of pigment, but an unbelievable amount of shimmer. And then the Kaleido Cosmetics, and it just says Skin Blush, I don't know if that's the shade, is, I don't know, just not really the pigment that I'm looking for. I'm going to go in with one of them. I guess the Bang Beauty one with a blush brush. Tap into it, tap off the excess, and just sort of peach up the cheeks. But like, yeah, there's not really much. We're maybe gonna try the other one. Maybe this is the one that didn't give me as much pigment as I wanted. Oh, that's like got pigmented. Yeah, see, now I have too much blush on. That's great. Okay. Well, at least I can do a little lesson. So if you ever apply too much blush to your face, just take whatever powder you used, just a tiny little bit of it, and sort of go over it. And as you can see, that sort of just tones it down a little bit for you, so it's not as crazy. So there's a little tip from me to you, because I over apply blush all the time and have to fix it all the time because I just really love blush. Okay, like I said, we don't have bronzer, so we're just gonna go into highlight. I have two highlights in front of me. I've gotten more than that in Ipsy bags before. They do send highlighters pretty frequently, which is nice because I really love highlighting. We have this one here from Estate. It is in the shade Do Me Pearl. It is a baked highlight powder, and it is gorgeous. It has a very pinky undertone. I don't know if you can really see that, but it's very light, very pink, which is okay. It works for me because I'm so pale, so you don't really notice. But if you had a darker skin tone, I don't think that this color would work for you at all. I think it would just look like a white line. But really with Ipsy, you pick what kind of skin tones you have, so they wouldn't send you a shade that they didn't think would work for you. And then we have this one here, which is Nomad. This is the Nomad Cosmetics Illuminated Highlighting Power in Midnight Sun. And this is gorgeous. I am obsessed with this highlighter. Like, look at that. It's absolutely beautiful. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply that all over because I want to be bathed in highlight. Like, oh, look at that. It's absolutely beautiful. Now keep in mind, I do have a ring light on me, so it's not gonna be so blinding in real life on a day-to-day basis, but it's still pretty blinding. I like to add it kind of all over because I am a dry skin kind of girl, so I need to look glowing and I need all the help that I can get with it. So that is highlight. Now, typically right after highlight, I move into my brows. Like I said, I don't have a brow product, but what I do have is this, the Balm Cosmetics eyeshadow in What's the Tea? And it is this nice brown color that isn't usually a shade that I would use for my brows, but again, for the sake of the video, I don't know how many times I'm going to say that in this video, I'm really making it work, I am going to use it for my brows. Let me find a brush to use. Will this work for what I want? It better. So I am just going to go in with like an angled brush here, and I'm going to go in and try and make some brows happen. This is where I'm going to get really quiet because I'm not one of those people that could talk while I do my brows. So bear with me. So I always start my brows at the very bottom here in the heavier part. And then I will work around here. then I will do the top. Okay. It's not a great brow, but it's a brow. Kind of fill it. Now you'll notice I haven't even started with this part of my brow here because I'm gonna do that at the very end. Yeah, I'm not really getting exactly the brow that I want, but trust me when I say I've had worse brows than this. So I'm gonna go in with a smaller, thinner angled brush for the inner portion, so that it looks a little bit more natural. Yeah, that's a little bit better. A brow's a brow. Very rarely do they match. Very rarely do you have fantastic brow days, if you're me at least. Oh, that's a worse brow. That one's like, hey, how you doing? And this one's a little less excited, but that's okay. We will make it work. Those are the least even brows I've ever had, probably in existence. So that's great. Okay, we are just gonna move on. Those are gonna be my brows. We are gonna embrace it, and we are going to move on to eyeshadow. So I am actually doing a very simple look with literally 3 shadows, because that's all I could find out of all of the shadows that have been sent to me by Ipsy. Now I do get eyeshadows fairly often, but when I got my makeup vanity and started my little makeup room, I cleaned out a lot of makeup and chucked a lot of makeup, and I know that there were some Ipsy eyeshadows in there. So I am down to only being able to find 3 right now. So the 3, one of them is the Balm What's the Tea. The other one is this IBY Cosmetics. Maybe it's just, yeah, I say IBY. This is in the shade Get Soaked, and this is a beautiful color. I love it. And then I have this Ella Eden London. This is a pressed eyeshadow. It doesn't tell me the shade. Oh, maybe Julia's the shade. Okay. And it's just a beautiful shimmer. As you can tell, I use this one a lot. I love this one. I pair these 2 together almost all the time. Whenever I'm just feeling really lazy and I want like an easy, 3-4 shadows max, stick it on there and be done, and I don't really want to have to do a whole lot of blending, then that's the way that I go. Now, something that's really cool is I actually do get brushes from Ipsy all the time, and I am going to use a couple of them today. Probably not exclusively them, but I mean, maybe I can use exclusively them and make this look work. Okay, so the first thing I'm gonna do is go into the shade What's the Tea. I'm gonna get this on this fluffy brush that I don't know. Oh, this is from Schmiss Glam. Schmiss Glam, I think is what it's called. It's very hard to read because it's a light font on a light pink color, but we're gonna go into this with our nice big fluffy blending brush, and we're going to put this into the crease. Now I have pretty hooded eyes, so I like to work a little bit above my natural crease, just so you can really see all that color. I don't think this brush was clean before I did this, so who knows? Or maybe this is just really that dark of a shade. Normally I would use a lighter shade for this, but this is what I have to work with. This shadow is beautiful, but it has major fallout. I've never used the Balm shadows before this, but if they're all like this, just a heads up, they fall out. I'm not noticing it while I'm applying it, but like in the packaging, when I get it on the brush, it is very powdery and it kind of goes everywhere. So I don't know Maybe if you're using other shades by them, it would be better, but maybe it would be worse. I would maybe recommend applying your eyeshadows if you're using the balm eyeshadows before you put your face makeup on. So I'm just blending like that. Pretty simple, pretty lightly. I'm holding the end of the brush so there's not really a whole lot of pressure. And I'm just blending that around. Just so the color that I'm about to use isn't so hot and heavy when applying it. Okay, now I'm gonna go into the IBY and get soaked. I'm going to go with a pretty densely packed brush. This is from Moda Pro. This is the BMX 465 Precision Angle. It's an angled brush, so you usually wouldn't use it for this reason. But because it's so dense, it actually packs all over the lid pretty nicely. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to apply this all over the lid, working it up into that color, but not past that color, all over the lid. So just like that. This definitely looks better with a lighter color in the crease, but oh well. I'm gonna just blend this into the crease to make that a little bit more seamless so you don't see such a big difference between the two colors. Because right now it's looking very much like you see that brown color and then you see this, you know, sort of pinkish color, and it's a very obvious distinction between the two. Ooh, I look a little crazy, but I love this. I love this look. There we go. That's a little bit better. And I know I said I was gonna try and use these brushes, but I'm actually gonna use a clean blending brush. This is the Morphe 441. And just blend out the edge a little bit more. That brown color made this look a little bit crazier than it usually is, but oh well. What are you gonna do? This is what happens when you only have a limited amount of things to work with. There we go. That made that edge look a whole lot better. Okay. Now I don't really have a brush to do what I want to do with, so what I'm gonna do is take this rounded flat brush. I'm going to spray it. Actually, I'm going to use MAC Fix Plus as I make a mess over here. I'm just going to use my mini size. And I'm going to dip into the shimmer shade. Get it sort of all over the brush there. And I'm going to apply this here to the lid. I'm going to go all over the lid, almost as if I was cutting the crease. But this shade is so shimmery and beautiful, you don't really need to do a cut crease first. And don't worry, we're gonna go back in and blend that edge so you can make it as tough of an edge as you'd like. But like, see how that just opens up the eye? It's beautiful. It's a beautiful color. I love it. We're gonna go back in to do the other eye. So we're gonna go all the way around. Now this color does take a layer or two to really build up to the point you're probably going to like it at, but it's worth the build up. There are not a whole lot of shimmer shades out there that you don't have to build up to get exactly the punch that I want, because I like a lot of shimmer. There we go. Okay, then I'm gonna go back into that IBY Get Soaked color. I'm gonna go in with this Luxie brush, I think it is. Yeah, the Luxie 243 Precision Blending. It's just more precise, so we can really get into that area where the shimmer meets the color. And I'm just gonna go in. This will both deepen the crease by adding another layer of color and blend that line where the shimmer hits it so it's not so bam shimmer, you know? Maybe you don't know, but I know. I know what I mean. And we are going to blend that just till you're happy with it. Whatever that is for you. Just till you're happy. Perfect. Okay, I'm happy with that. Now I'm gonna go into this brush that doesn't have a name on it, but it's a shader. Normally I would use a little bit more of a fluffy brush for my bottom lash line, but this is what I have. So what I'm gonna do is go in, ooh, it's pretty dense. We're gonna go in down here lightly with this color. Maybe I'm actually gonna go in with that Luxie brush so that it doesn't look so harsh, but we'll see. There we are. Okay, back to the Luxie brush with a little bit of color. And blend that out so it's not as harsh as it was gonna be. I make like mascara face even when I do my lower lash line. I can't help it. There we go. And that's the look. Obviously it'll look a little bit less crazy once I get some mascara on. So bear with me. Oh, actually, you know what? I'm gonna put a little bit of the shimmer into the inner corner. Yeah, that's a little bit better. And a little bit on the brow bone. There we go. Okay, now I'm happy with that. I have a couple of different liners. Now today, like I said, I have two liners. One is a pen eyeliner, so I'm not going to use it today. This is the Mellow Precision Pen Eyeliner in black. It is really nice. On the odd occasion that I do put on a liquid eyeliner, this is normally the one that I go for because I find that it has a good pigment, a great tip, and perfect control because the tip is sort of tough, but not so hard that it feels like you're just like poking yourself in the eye. It's soft enough that you get a nice glide, but hard enough that you get more control. So it is really nice. The other one is this Ilamasque. I don't know how to say that brand, but it's the coloring pencil eye crayon. This is in the shade Honor, which is kind of like a brown purple. And I'm going to put this on the top lash line waterline. And I just think that that will open it up a little bit more. And just really deepen it, give more definition to the eyes. There we go. Okay, only two more steps and then I swear I am done. So the next step is mascara. I have two mascaras here. I have the Lash Mascara by Ico London, and I have Roller Lash by Benefit, which is one of those mascara that people really rave about. I don't really love it. I don't hate it. I just don't really love it. I don't think it does enough for my lashes because I'm not a false lash wearer. I need a little bit more like oomph to my lashes, and I just don't find that this gives it to me. I'm going to curl my lashes and apply it, and you'll kind of see what I mean. Okay. So here we go. Now what this one does really well is it does separate the lashes really well, so I do find that there's no clumping at all. But I just feel like it doesn't add as much to it. You know what I mean? Maybe I'm crazy. Although I am liking it more right now than I remember liking it. So maybe I just need to warm up to it. I don't know. It's nice on the lower lashes because the wand is really thin. So it doesn't really transfer to your skin easily, which is good. Because I hate putting mascara on my lower lashes because of that. Okay. Okay. they're on. I actually do like the way that the mascara turned out today, so maybe I just didn't give it a fair enough shot the first couple of times that I tried it. But I will be using it a little bit more after today. Okay, since I don't have setting spray, this is my last step, which is lipstick. I don't think I've ever received a liquid lip through Ipsy, at least that I can remember or that I still have, but I do have lipsticks. This is by Real Her in the shade Rose Pink. This is it here. That is the shade. It's really pretty. I think that it is just a pretty basic nude pink, but a little bit more pink than nude. Then I have the Sugar. It's About Time Vivid Lipstick Mini in the shade 09, Better Call Salmon. That's funny. And it's a very similar color as you can see, but that one's a little bit darker. Now my eyes are already a darker pink color, so I'm going to go in with the Real Her in Rose Pink, just to have something a little bit lighter on my lips. Oh. Again, I have trouble on my bottom lip because I have a lip ring. So sometimes I do have trouble getting it like a straight line there. Yeah, this lipstick is so nice. It really just glides on. You don't really need to be good with lipstick or even like mediocre lipstick to get this on and get it on nicely. It's a very like your lips but better kind of a shade. I have pretty pink lips. By pretty, I don't mean pretty to look at, but they're pretty pink. So getting a lipstick that is very similar to my natural lip color is actually pretty nice because I think that this tones down a little bit of the redness and brings out a little bit more of the pink. But okay, I don't have setting spray, so that was it. So this is the full face that I made. Not too shabby for not having bronzer, not having setting spray, not having brows. You know, I just kind of did what I could with it, but I actually kind of enjoy the look. So if you guys enjoyed this video, please subscribe, leave a comment, leave a like. If you have any recommendations for a new YouTuber, also please leave them below and leave some love. Bye, y'all.